day trading. I'm your host, Johnny Trades, and welcome to the Earn to Earn live trading session. Market opens in just a moment, like 45 seconds. It is August 14th, 2024 on a Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and guys, the CPI report is out. Yes, it is out. It is actually reporting that is a 0.2% increase here. 0.2% CPI increase. So that isn't necessarily good for the market, but so far not a big reaction to it, which is interesting to say the least. It's not a lot, but usually the market will have an overreaction. Sorry about that, guys. Usually the market will have an overreaction. And so yeah, the CPI report is out. Hopefully you guys heard me on that first little second there. Also sharing my link. Okay, it looks like it's going to be, it could potentially trade sideways today too. We are going to go live today for around 30 minutes. Unless we get some exciting action, then we will stay on a little longer. We can have these go as high as an hour long. So yeah, if you guys have questions during the live stream, definitely feel free to ask. If you want me to check out some different stocks, you can also just put a ticker symbol in the comments, and I will be more than happy to check that out for you. And if it seems like I'm distracted or not paying attention, I'm just spreading the 2 or 3 links around for our group. Over 70,000 members in the Investing for Beginners community. And we have a Discord community as well that you can join specifically on day trading, which is what we're doing here today. Day trading, possible swing trades. All right. Links are spread. Looks like the market is continuing to go up, which is great for us, right? We want the market to continue to trend up. Now, is there any resistance levels coming up our way? I would say that 547, 546 level would be a strong resistance there. So if we can get a break above this area, then we'll be in business as well. But it looks like it's a nice upward trend so far, doing really well. So yeah, which means TQQQ should be going up as well. It is. Now I did buy 1 share just to actually get a little bit of skin in the game, but now we can get a little bit more heavy now that we know that there's somewhat of a clear direction. We can go ahead and get a few more here at 64.20. Now, why am I buying into this? Well, because first off, it is showing signs of upward direction still from yesterday, which is great for us. Good morning to all of you. How are y'all doing today? So, the CPI report, guys. This is what we were talking about a minute ago. Sorry if you didn't hear me at the very beginning or you're just tuning in. The consumer price index is an important factor. It really is. This is the average change over time in the prices paid by urban consumers for a market basket of consumer goods and services. Okay, this is important because this overall tells us what price we're paying for certain utilities, fuel, food items, etc. Okay, and this also has a big impact on how much we're going to pay for things, as well as if they're going to decide to cut the rates still in September or not. So it's actually went up 0.2%, okay, which is not a good thing. That is not a good thing, okay, guys. Let me see if I can get over to the material here. If you want to pause this, you can, and look over it in a little bit more detail. Basically saying across all boards went up 0.2% for the seasonal adjustment. As you can see here, it shows you all the items: food, food at home, food away from home, energy like gas, fuel, electricity, utilities, new vehicles, used cars, apparel, medical care commodities, shelter, transportation services, and medical care services. So this is always changing every day, kind of like prices in the stock market. They go up and down. Well, this fluctuates every single month, which gives us our annual totals or adjusted, average. And so right now it's saying used cars and trucks are down negative 10% annually. And for January 2024, it was a negative 3.4. Well, now July, it's a 2.3. So it started out bad. It came back up to 0.5, 1, 0.6, negative 1.5, and now it's a negative 2.3. Okay, just on cars. But as a whole, if you go to all items, January started out at 0.3% up, 0.4 up, 0.4 up, 0.3 up. Nothing happened in May. We went down a percent point, 0.1 of a percent point. We went down in June, which means nothing as we've been going up all year. We're still at about a 2.9%, and July just factors in what has been going on since January. Not really anything going on. We're just slowly going up. Prices are still continuing to rise, and that can play a major role on the stock market. As you can see here, it actually is selling off. So I was a bit too soon on that. SQQQ is pushing up. Now we're going to wait and see. We're going to test it. If I'm wrong and it breaks below this 62 level, then I'm wrong, right? But it may not even get as low as that. Anyways, people are waking up from yesterday, buying at these lower levels, realizing, hey, I can sell at a higher price. A little bit of uncertainty because of CPI report. Now what we can do too is, if we understand that the market is going down, SPY is in fact starting to decrease, and we're going to go back down to lower levels if it doesn't bounce off of this 45-day exponential moving average, right? If it doesn't bounce off of that, because it can, right? It can literally just bounce like that and continue to go up. Now, if it breaks and starts to go down, then we know that the market is bearish, and we can get in on SQQQ, which will give us the ability to short the market. So you can see highs of even 2.5% just to test and see as the market tests, or you can wait for confirmation and get in a little bit higher up, making 10% or so on SQQQ. And get rid of some of these trend lines and clear it up as they're not important. Now, Mara on a bigger scale too as well. I bought one share just so I could start monitoring it as it goes up and down. One share is nothing. It's like $15. But if this continues to sell off the same way Bitcoin is somewhat selling off, right? It's testing this EMA line. It was below it, tested it, broke that resistance. Now it's above. Testing another resistance here at $61,000, right? Because of previous support, resistance, support, resistance, and now it has obvious signs of resistance here at this level. So we are just kind of waiting to see exactly what's going to happen. Is it going to continue to stay below 61,000 and kind of trend above the EMA line, or is it going to break either direction now? Is it going to break above, or is it going to break below? And that's our big question that we're waiting to see what happens with Mara. As far as that goes, we are on a very big red candle. Looks like we have 3 confirmed 30-minute red candles. On the 5-minute, yep, downward trend here, so definitely going down. We're going to wait for this to bounce. At some point, this will bounce, and we'll be able to benefit from that. So bounces off of this 200-day moving average. That's great. Bitcoin could also bounce off of this EMA. All 3 of these are somewhat correlated. So obviously when Bitcoin goes up at a $60,000 price, it brings up Bitcoin Cash, which is only at $343. And then we have the opportunity to trade Mara at $15, which is a digital holding company, as well as a miner, a Bitcoin miner. Markets are looking good. Came right back up, so we might see some more bullish patterns here. Oxygen coming down. It's going to test this trend line here. That's very nice. I was hoping to get in at a better position if it does decide to go back up. As you see, it has a nice upward momentum. I did buy more at 131, but I did have 100 shares at 122. I think it gave me like a 126 or 127 average. Ended up selling 200 shares at 131 yesterday because I saw this huge dip down to 126. I think that's where I was at 126, and I got a little nervous, bounced right back up, and I ended up selling at 131 when it came back up. As a clear sign that maybe, something's up with it. It was on my phone, so I couldn't really see this trend line, or else I would have stayed in. So I'm going to go ahead and buy another 100 shares as this is testing this EMA line. If it breaks it, that's okay. But we're going to get in for 100 shares today, about $131. Market value 131. So we got in at 131.9. Now this may come down a little bit more. I don't mind averaging down into this, especially if it's still going to be following this upward trend, as OCUGen or ticker symbol OCGN has a potential to go up and follow this trend line another 40, 49, even 50%. So if you put in $100 into this, you'll make $50 in profit if you hold all the way to the top. Right now I'm just kind of playing small game, buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high. So you can still do that with a horizontal pattern, but it's a lot more beneficial, or you get a lot more profits when you can do it when it's going up, upward momentum. So not looking too good as far as profits so far today, but it's still very early. I have switched my style up a little bit too recently, from basically just scalping, taking a 1 minute runner like this, see how it's going down, and basically going from 10 20 minutes after and riding this up, which I can still do if it comes about, right? That's like a 2-3% profit when it does decide to reverse. But while I'm waiting for some of these setups to play out, I'm going a little bit more long term on which way the direction of the market's going to go. So that's also a lot of fun too. Yesterday I had a $1,200 position with TQQQ, and was able to make around $40, $40 on that one position, closing the day on $50 in profit. So you can definitely check out that video after this if you want to. I did a recap, and I also did a live stream. This looks like it's breaking our pattern here, so it looks like it is maybe beginning to sell off. We're going to wait and see. It has a lot of room to move. I did buy at like the tippy top high, so that was not great at all. Still extremely bullish though. We're just going to wait and see. I'm not getting too worried, as it's not a huge position. This hasn't moved a whole lot. Now, the CPI report was not any good news at all by any means. We got causing a ruckus, calling out GM. GM looking nice, looking nice. Yep, I have been following GM for a little bit. Got it all tagged up, ready to go. Did cross over that SMA, 45-day, crossed over the 200-day moving averages. Very nice. So if we did get in now in this little buy range area, looks like there's some possible resistance right here at 44, 46, and of course around 50. Even if you can get to this 45 level, that's about a 4%, 2% if you get to this area here. I guess I haven't messed with this one in a little while. My ranges were all off. Right about there. Okay. Definitely has upward momentum though. Hopefully you got a kickback on MooMoo. Mine finally deposited. That's so cool. Good job. Good job. I checked it, I think, a couple days ago, and there wasn't anything. So you said today. I will have to. I'll have to take a look. That's so cool. Congratulations on checking out MooMoo. Do you like it so far? Any questions? Let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help answer them for you. Every platform is pretty much the same, though. If you've already looked at a couple different platforms, like WeBull, MooMoo, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, they're all basically the same. And then you got like ROBINHOOD, which is kind of its own thing. They make it more like a game style, like it makes it fun, and there's less charts and less information. So I don't know, very interesting. Oh man, TQQ with a huge pullback. We're gonna go ahead and sell our 10 shares. We're gonna get a better position. If it does decide to bounce, we're gonna get a lot better position than trying to average down, especially if it's starting to sell off. Oh man, SQQ is selling off like crazy. Did I miss it already? Did I miss it? I may have missed it. It's touching the support here, so this is a crucial moment. SQQQ. SQQQ's going off. Okay, if it breaks below, then the market's going to begin to sell off, guys. It already looks like it is selling off. The SPY. Oh yeah, it's going to be testing some support here in a minute. What's Nvidia doing? Nvidia's selling off. Ooh-wee. I got to get in. I don't know, it's testing support though. Here we go. Could still be very bullish. Could still be very bullish here. But it could also continue to sell off. What's our news? Did we get some news? I mean, besides the CPI report, obviously, but why did it take so long to react? 9 minutes, rises, SP rises. Bitcoin's dropping. Means obviously Mara is, but I only have one share of Mara, so I'm not worried about it. TQQ. May see some reversal here. And I was talking about that. If it's extremely bullish, it'll bounce right off of this. I think that's what it's trying to do. SQQ coming down, testing that 200-day moving average, getting rejected, still showing signs that the market is bullish. Now, it did sell off a little bit, but we are making up for it right now, potentially. Let's see what happens. Good morning, Major. Good morning, guys. Cause and Ruckus says it's a little confusing, but I think I like it better than WeBull Mobile. I like the WeBull PC app, though. I completely agree. MooMoo is a little bit more fluid, I guess. Like it's just a little bit easier to mess with on mobile. I agree with you. WeBull isn't. But I love the WeBull desktop. I even liked Robinhood for a while, before the whole thing where like they halted everything. It wasn't just them that halted the market either, like the exchange, but I really haven't used it since. I took my money out like 2 or 3 years ago and really haven't messed with Robinhood since. Every once in a while I'll get like a free share, which is crazy because I can't believe people still have not signed up for Robinhood yet. I mean, there's like 8 billion people in the world, so makes sense. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin still seems to want to be selling off. The market right now has calmed down a little bit from that selling pressure, kind of bouncing off of that EMA line, which is great for us. Let's look at QQQ, see what they're doing. Okay, QQQ was a better example here, so we're going to go ahead and add this to our oversold chart, just so that way we'll have a better understanding of exactly what it's doing. But QQQ is going up, which means TQQ is now rising at a 3 times pace. Okay, here we go. Chipotle also in some news. I did a video on Chipotle that talked about their CEO leaving Chipotle and going to Starbucks. So if you want to see an in-depth video on that, why he left, what are some of the changes in future outlooks for the company, expectations, etc. Also do a stock analysis on both of these, Chipotle and Starbucks, overall, what direction they're going to take, in a video I made last night. So definitely check that out. But overall, right now for the market, look, Starbucks has been trading within this channel for quite some time. It had a huge breakout from this channel here, okay, indicating clear signs of, obviously overreaction. Anytime there is a reaction, there's usually an overreaction in the market. So going from lows of 77 to highs of 96, guys, in a single day just means it's going to have some nice pullback here. And so with that, I believe that this could pull back a little bit more. It's already pulled back about 3.5%. So if it does pull back, you know, maybe mid-range, like say 80, 88, 84, there may be a potential bounce. And that's just based off of this level here at 83. I kind of already knew it was there. So don't take it like I'm just making this up, right? So 96 there. If it pulls back to about 83, then we could see about a 14% drop, and then possibly it could go up from that level back up to those highs potentially. It could just continue to sell off. So we're actually going to see what happens with this company. Keep tracking Starbucks. Causing a Ruckus says, I do still have my IRA and a long-term stocks in Robinhood. Okay. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I guess I could consider doing something like that. It never hurts to have multiple brokerage companies. If one fails, you could always get into a trade on another one, and vice versa. Also, you know, not putting all your eggs in one basket is always a great idea as well. So, Major says that was a nice video on Starbucks. Thank you, sir. Causing a Ruckus left for Starbucks. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I heard a joke yesterday, and they said that you can now get guacamole when you get your coffee. So it's like they're gonna make like this, like, I don't know, Mexican coffee drink. I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, maybe I'd try it. I don't know. I mean, green chili or something. I don't know if they have green chili at Chipotle. I don't think they do. All right, so Bitcoin is still selling off. It's testing this 200-day moving average on Bitcoin Cash. Now we are starting to see some interesting patterns now in the market. Let's go back to the 30-minute here. 30-minute, it still looks like it is selling off here. Okay, so yep, here we go. It is going to be testing that 200-day moving average again. Now, if it fails here, okay, if it fails on this 200-day moving average, then we can easily see it sell off even more. This could definitely be a red day. Also, SQQQ is also testing that same resistance, right? So TQQ has a support that it's testing, hopefully gets a bounce, and SQQQ right now is testing a resistance, and if it bounces down, then that could be good for the long, it'd be good for the bulls. If it breaks above this level, then that is going to be good for the bears, as TQQQ, or the market overall, will begin to sell off. So I'm confident that we are still in a potential bull market as far as this week goes. I mean, overall, there still is a lot of stuff going around in our economy that is just really just messing it up. So just because the stock market looks like it's doing well doesn't mean the overall economy is doing well. So just keep that into perspective. Looks like it's continuing to sell off, and it looks like it may break. It looks like it did break. We're going to wait just for a little bit more confirmation here. We're going to get 10 here just in case it does break up. Could also trade both. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you are aware of your risk management. I think we're just going to have a red day, to be honest. What do you guys think? You guys think it's just going to be a red day? It's going to end in the red? Very possible. Look at QQQ. Looks like it's selling off, guys. I mean, that is not good. It looks like it's selling off. A little bit of uncertainty for sure. A lot of uncertainty. Look, it came right back up to that 200 SMA. So it's like, you know, it's going to test it again one more time. Now, what can be causing this? Well, Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. So whenever this goes down, it affects the market pretty significantly. And the same with NVIDIA. When it sells off, it also affects the market. But a lot of these bulls here that were long yesterday and traded overnight can be potentially taking profits now. Also, just uncertainty with the market, being that the CPI went up 0.2%, which isn't really much. That's like an average that we've been doing all year. So NVIDIA trying to test a new support level. That's very interesting. A new support level from yesterday. We're just actually going to bring that up here. No, I really don't like doing that. Because then that could be a really strong support level later. And maybe we miss it for the same fact that that we deleted it. So very interesting. Let's see. The markets are not really telling us much right now. SPY is kind of holding at 541. QQQ holding around 460 for all of you who are keeping kind of track of where that is specifically. Mara seems to just be selling off as well as Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin has a lot of selling pressure today as well. Kind of trading within this channel here, which is good for us, right? Because then we could trade these dips. When it goes down, we can buy. When it goes up, we can sell. And we can do this over and over and over with Mara. As you can see here, I did trade Mara the last few days. I trade it pretty much every day, to be honest. There's a 6% profit there. There was a 6% profit there. And then when this pulls back, we're hoping to catch another, 5 to 6% profit today. So we're just waiting for that confirmation here before we load up. We can get, around 50 shares comfortably for about a $700 position. Don't go too heavy, but just kind of be aware, like exactly where the market's headed and stuff. I think we're going to try one more time for some redemption here. I do have 10 shares in SQQQ. Now that is nothing, guys. It's like 90 bucks. So be aware of that. That is, not too significant here. If it sells off, I lose $1. Not a big deal. So just be very careful. I'm already down 15 on TQQQ. Looks like we're just gonna have kind of a sell-off kind of day, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell my positions, all of them, of TQQQ. Probably not a good idea, but it may be the better idea, right? When you're uncertain, sometimes the best position to take is no position at all. No point in continuing to lose money as this continues to go down. Made a good call there. Probably should not have bought back in on this first green candle, but I was pretty confident that it was going to bounce up even maybe one more time just to get to that recent high of the day. But didn't. It's actually just selling off, and that's okay. Now we know CPI report, even a 0.2% like that can really adjust, change the market. Now it's still early. Market's only been open for about 30 minutes. This can rebound from here now. But remember, we need to be very careful that this doesn't keep faking us out all day long, and you keep, getting in and it keeps chopping on you. And you're like, oh, we got it this time. Oh, we got it this time. Nice green candle. And then it just continues to sell off all day. And you could have got a better support or a better entry down at 538. And now you have an average up at 540. Trust me, I know, I've been there. Actually, let's keep this here and see if it kind of follows along with that plan. Let's just see what happens. This may be a little bit extended. It may look a little weird, but let's see. It could also test this 200-day moving average and just bounce straight up. And just bounce straight up off of this here. So only time will tell. Definitely click that second link in the description below and you will get access to the Discord throughout the entire day, keeping you up to date with exactly what the market's doing. If I see any major news or anything significant, I do post that. It's also where I put my recap videos, any updates, as well as educational, informational videos. So definitely check it out. Check it out. Starbucks pushing up a little bit from that support/resistance level. Boom. 93.11. Check that out. It was trading at that level yesterday, and it's creating support here. Now, this could be fake support for the bears. Like, let's fake them out here, and then it just continues to fall, which I think that's probably what it's going to do. But that is cool. It's finding some consolidation at this level. That means it could just pump back up, go about 2.8%. Scott, looks that way unless you have SoFi. Major delays. I'm still watching Microsoft and Crowd. I sold a nice 235 put on Crowd, but cashed out early. Regretting that now. Hey, that's okay. I've done that before too. FOMO is real both ways, and I've noticed over time that we beat ourselves up more on the money that we missed out on than actually the money we lose. It's a very weird psychology that we as traders have to deal with. It's like, man, I lost 200 bucks yesterday. Not so bad. And then you're like, man, I missed out on like 200 bucks today. And you're like, that sucks. And it's like, it's the same $200. It's just a different way to look at it, I guess. But I've been there. I've been right there with you before. Oh, look at the SPY. Okay, it did exactly what we thought. It created a green candle, trying to fake out the bulls. Like, hey, maybe, right? It's a nice fake out. So it looks like the markets are actually going to be bearish today. Overall, though, it did break this trend line here. Oh, that's Starbucks. I was like, why does this look weird? QQQ, as you can see, had a nice bull run over the last couple of days, from lows of 450 to highs of 464 for about a 2.75% profit. Now it's beginning to sell off. It broke the EMA line, the 45-day moving average. It broke the 200-day moving average. And we continue to see this sell off, guys. This can sell off to this trend line level, maybe 455. It could get back to pre-market or open yesterday, you know, about 456. It could even get down to like 450s again. So we are definitely just going to be watching this for the day. I did get out of my long position. As you can see, I sold my long position, lost about $15. Should have waited for more clear sign of direction. I, played off of this here. Should have sold right there instead of bought. Got out at this red candle, obviously clear sign of it selling off. And then I bought in at this green candle thinking it was going to bounce at the 200-day moving average. Hey, it could have been relevant. We could have been on the other side of things and been, hey, you're up 2%. But look at it now. It looks like it may potentially start to bounce at that 62.88 level. So let's see here. Yeah, SQQ didn't do much. SQQ did not do much here for me, guys. Again, this could just be a bull trap. It could begin to sell off. Or again, just an overreaction. Sometimes that happens too. People are overreacting because they hear 0.2%. Then you have a million people sell some of their longs. And then they're like, oh wait, that wasn't so bad. And now they're trying to get back in for a cheaper price. There's still no clear sign of direction. Okay, if we can get back above the 200-day moving average and stay above that level, then maybe, right? Maybe we could look into going long. I am short on the market, but not enough to actually do anything, good or bad, to my account. If I lose 10% of $90, that's like $9 or something. So I won't even let it go that low. Just looks like the market's going to be choppy overall. Same with Bitcoin. Looks like it may just trade sideways for a while. What I did yesterday was I set my alerts very close to where I wanted to potentially see this move. So if it goes below 1515 or above 1530, then we can see clearly that, hey, it's still going down, or it's going to start going up. I adjusted this throughout the day on my mobile phone as well as on the app or on the desktop if needed. It just helps give you a better understanding. Like, look, I want to buy this company. I don't want to buy it till maybe down at this support range. It may never hit that support range, right? And then it bounces and you miss out on a great opportunity. If you had your alert down past the support, you'll never get alerted. So what I do is I'll put it like about 10 cents, 5 or 10 cents below it. And then as it starts crossing it, I'll add it lower, lower, lower. And then that's kind of like knowing, okay, cool, I could potentially buy this here and get that nice 5 or 6% like I was talking about earlier. 6.5% if it goes back up to highs. Now, it doesn't have to. That's kind of the way Bitcoin moves. Bitcoin moves in like this weird wave. Can you see that here? Let's go to the 1 hour. Go to the 4 hour actually. See how it just kind of has these like little huge volatility spikes, these huge waves up and down every day. Like huge sell-offs and huge recoveries every single day. So right now it's in the sell-off period. What we want to do is get a recovery period like this, where it goes up like 13%. That'd be nice. Or even like that little one, 5%. So that's what we're waiting for. We got our alerts set. Don't necessarily want to average down, but you don't necessarily want to wait too long, as again, this thing moves quite a bit. Looks like there's a lot of consolidation here at 1525. 1530 would be a nice point to get in, about a 5% return. Seeing how I don't really have any good positions today. Let's do this. Limit 10 shares at 1530. Oh, it's already above it. Okay, we're just gonna have to go market then. $15.38. Jeez Louise. I would have never got filled down there if I did 15.30. Also could have took into fact that I averaged, what did I buy at? 15.34. So it averaged the one share I had. $5% of a $1,000 investment would be $50. TQQ looks like it wanted to, oh, maybe not. Could be another bull trap here. Now this is resistance. It has to pass this in order to go back up again. If it bounces and gets rejected, then this will just get rejected off of that green line and then come back down. It looks like it's already actually doing that, which means my SQQ position should go up if TQQQ and the market still continues to sell off. We're waiting to see what happens with that. Again, very light. I could add another 50 to 100 shares of this if I want. If it does start going up in my favor, I'd also sell and get out for $1 or $2 loss, no big deal. Same with Mara, got about 11 shares, $168. I can still buy between, 30 and 50 shares of this if I wanted to, before capping out on my position size of around $1,000. That's kind of where I want to keep all my positions now. About that level. I don't want to invest more than $1,000 right now in a single position. It'll save my overall account, and it'll also help with just taking my time, right? If I put $1,000 in here and it goes up 5%, that's $50. Obviously, if it goes down 5%, I lose $50. But in my overall account size, it's not a lot. It's like 1%. Either way, right? Either way, it's 1%. $50 is 1% good, 1% bad. Or $100. A lot of times I hit a 2% profit a day. So, you could easily cut your losses at 1% and lose 50, or you could double or triple your money, make 100, 150. So, very good, very good. All right, I do believe that Mara will continue to go up. It might test this SMA line just because it is below it now. As you can see, if it does test it, it could come back down to that $15 level and then get a nice breakout. It could just break out right away, so I'm staying really light in my position. Again, this is a light position. If you want to practice, you could always do paper trading with no actual risk or monetary gain either. But if you want to, just buy one share. It's $15. If it goes up to $16, you make a buck. But the whole point is that you're practicing and you're learning if you're in that stage. Okay, guys, I think that's where I'm going to end the live stream here. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask here in the next minute. And yeah, that's where we're going to end the live stream. I said I wanted to keep it about 30 minutes or so. We started catching a little bit of action here, so we're going to see what happens throughout the day. I'll keep you updated whether or not I add to my position. Or get out of my position. SQQ continuing to rise, which means the market is selling off, guys. We are in a bearish market. Look at that. It was a nice green candle, and it faked out again. And this is a lot of times where new investors will invest. Oh, it's going to bounce. I'm going to buy. Oh, it didn't. I'm losing. I'm going to average down. Oh, shoot. I thought I was going to bounce right there, and it didn't. Okay, it's going to. I'm going to average down again. And before you know it, they're in like 100% of their position. And their average is like way in here in the middle, and it goes all the way down, and they lose, they can lose a significant amount of money. So we're going to track this, see if this trade plan works out to these little squiggly lines, but I do believe it's just going to sell off today. Back to this 538, maybe 540 level. 540 is kind of pushing it, but I could see some support there, maybe at 540, just because that's also a psychological number as well. So that always plays a factor. And it could also bounce off of this 200-day moving average. You know, it's still kind of above it. So we'll wait and see what happens. Set your alerts. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. See you tomorrow. You guys have a great day.